Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the Fame and Life pastor here at Shining Lions Church, and for this week I've got our devotionals, and we're doing it a little bit differently. I'm going to be giving you video segments. You could call it almost a vlog, and we'll do this week. And for those of you who prefer the text devotions, I'm sure we'll be back to normal starting next week with Pastor Daniel, the younger. So this yesterday in staff meeting, what we looked at was really exciting. We looked at Moses, and many of us know the story, but as Moses is leading the people, there is a time where he gathers them together and he acts as the judge during the Exodus. And when he's doing this, he has his father-in-law come to visit him, and I'm going to pick up in Exodus chapter 18. We're reading from verse 13 first. The next day Moses took his seat to serve as judge for the people, and they stood around him from morning till evening. When his father-in-law saw that what Moses was doing for the people, he said, "What is this you're doing? Why do you alone sit as judge while all these people stand around you from morning till evening?" And Moses answered him, this is important, "Because the people come to me to seek God's will. Whenever they have a dispute, it is brought to me, and I decide between the parties and inform them of God's decrees and instructions." Moses' father-in-law replied, "What you're doing isn't good." Which, if any of you have father-in-law issues, there you go. "You and these people who come to you will only wear yourselves out. The work's too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Listen now, and I'll give you some advice, and may God be with you. You must be the people's representative before God and bring their disputes to him. Teach the people God's decrees and instructions, and show them the way they're to live and how they're to behave. But select capable men from all the people, men who fear God, trustworthy men who hate dishonest gain, and appoint them as officials over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens." So what's neat about this is, many of you know I'm studying for a PhD in organizational leadership, and so within this program we're constantly talking about what a leader is and what leaders do, but more importantly than leaders, we talk about what we term followers. Followers has a very negative connotation. We think of followers as lemmings. That's not true. Followers are the most important part of leadership, because without followers, without good, dedicated followers, a leader can have all the vision and all the passion he wants, but he's not going to get anything done. It's really the followers that make all the difference. And one of Moses' problems was that he saw the people as unable to implement God's will. So we talk about Moses as a great leader. To an extent he is, but really he's a great leader because the people around him made him great, and didn't even realize this. You look at the early time of Moses, and when God calls him, he says, "Well, think about my brother. He's the articulate speaker." He says, "I don't have the power to do these things. I don't have the power to lead." And God has to give him this rod, which he can then use to perform miracles. And so Moses, throughout his entire ministry, is struggling with how to be a good leader. But the answer is to use, to love, to count on your followers. And so Moses' people, he was able to select someone from around him, and he was able to teach them God's will and God's laws and decrees and who God was, and from that they were able to care for the people. So when you look at your church, here's my question for you. When you look at your church, what do you see your leader's role as? Do you see your leader's role as to do all the things? Because what Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, says is that this will wear you out and it's no good for anyone. Yet most churches see their pastor's role as to do all the things. Do you see the pastor's role as strictly teaching? Many churches in the South, they don't call their leader a pastor, they call him the preacher, because they honor the 25 to 90 minutes on Sunday morning, God help them be at 90 minutes, that the pastor preaches. And that's understandable. But really, what is a leader? A leader is someone who equips the people around him to do great things for God. When you're looking at your family, may your family's leader not be a person who unilaterally makes all the decisions and decrees, but may it be a person who enables and empowers and equips the people around him, his family, to do God's will. May the leaders in our school and in our government be the same way, be people who don't just rule by decree, but equip those around them to do God's will. So with this definition of leadership, we're going to look at some different things this week that I think will be really great. And this week is part of Pastor Appreciation Month. And we're going to dig into a little bit about behind the scenes what it's like to be a pastor, to work through some of these things, to work through the theology. And hopefully it'll be fun for you. Thank you so much. Thank you for engaging through our blog, and of course you can also engage through ShawneeAlliance.com, and of course our Facebook page is a great way to engage with us, and that is facebook.com/ShawneeAlliance. We've got some great things coming up that I'll be highlighting throughout the week. Thank you, and have a great day.